And it's always great to see players playing heroes that they are incredibly comfortable with. We've got a Master Tier Winter Void Spirit. We've got a Grandmaster Chen Bloodseeker to be able to play with. So clearly very confident with the laning stage. I mean, the thing that I was mentioning before is that with the Bloodseeker, I think you more ideally want it for this offlane if it's against a melee hero, and it's not. You know, it's against either a Wind Ranger or a Morphling at the stage of the draft that they kind of confirmed that it was going to be that role. So I don't think it's going to have quite as easy a time as they were hoping, but it's still going to do fine. You know, you're probably not going to kill it too much in the lane. I'm just a little bit concerned about it's not really one of those heroes that you can leave alone, especially against a Crystal Maiden lane. Like, this is going to be... There's some kill threat there, for sure. You're not a natural Vanguard builder as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm just really interested to see how Chen plays it. Who the hell is Grandmaster tier on Bloodseeker? That is not a Grandmaster hero. That is wild.
Probably like Crystallis. That's about it. Oh, Timber. This is not how you'd want to start the game. Still no points leveled up by the TA. Was thinking maybe he might opt to go into the meld, but you know, obviously you need to have that side blades. Winter, is he right?
Yeah, they've actually managed to find the counter engagement here. The Clockwork just proving how strong you can be level 1. They're looking for a return kill here. They're not going to find it though because they've got the Fairy Fire available. One more right click from Cholo will not do the job. Oh no, Big Brain are just kind of playing around them beautifully. Focus Fire does miss, but TZ does not. Another kill going their way. They're very low. I mean, that will be a consideration in this lane. They do have a couple of very low HP heroes, and actually Cicada in the middle lane might actually just get a board down here. Now, this could be really bad. He's trying to run himself the other way. Han, he's just gonna die to the tower. He's not even trying to juke around that one. He's realizing that the longer he spends not dying, the bigger the problem. And also, the other two heroes have died out. Oh, they both ran under the tower simultaneously. Okay.
Like, just get me back to the lane. Ooh. I need to be there. I need to be using my my spells off cooldown.
All right. What's going on?
Action-packed.
Crazy. All right, so Supernova somehow gave up first blood, 2 kills, and then have a net worth advantage now.
What were the bounties?
Jesus.
Nova got 3 of them. That's why.
Okay. Well, who cares first blood? Not I. Not these guys.
This is so we're watching this mid lane now. This is kind of what we're expecting, right? Mailed level 1, really effective at just being able to deal a ton of damage to that Timbersaw before you get the reactive stacked up. But it's more the side blades, right? Just that pure damage going off the creep waves. Nothing really else for him to be able to juke around to be able to avoid. And Han, he's a really good TA player, so he's going to be able to do those little micro movements to make sure that he's always in a position to be able to keep Cicada away.
Yup. He's not going to struggle in this lane whatsoever. In fact, this might be a bit of a beat down in the middle lane, certainly looking like it so far. And that first blood is just really messed him up. Yeah, it
helps the Bloodseeker as well, though, right? Like, if keeping him this low, always going to be attacking a lot faster in the lane off the back of the Thirst. Even enabled Sheep to be able to get this this creep pull off as well. So lane's in a really solid spot for them. TZ, he's going to be able to do the same with the small camp, but again, like Bloodseeker, just being able to get a few of these camps for free, it's going to do so much. He even gets the, let's call it a mini pull off with the Warpine Raider.
It'll do. Yeah, whenever I'm playing Bloodseeker, I like to do this thing where like I just very quickly on the mic just say like go and go on him now, and I say, oh, free kill top. I'm not watching the lanes. I don't know what's going on, but as long as they're fighting, I'm happy. So I'm just baiting my team into taking every engagement they can.
Yeah.
They die a lot, but, you know, it's worth it for me.
Sometimes it works.
Oh, a little bit of fighting over the Lotus going on right now. Who's going to get it? Just like in the anime. Those all-important Lotuses.
Praise the moon.
Banger.
And poor Cicada. I mean, Hart hasn't even been on point with a few of his melts. I've seen him miss like 3 melt strikes, but it's still enough to just keep this poor Timbersaw away from the lanes so much. Like, he's needing to put... When you play mid Timbersaw, you want to be maxing out your Q and your W. It's not really being this, like, you know, wave tanking beast or anything like that, and it's not even going to matter. Like, you just see what Han's able to do just off the back of simple right clicks.
Death in the top lane there, as Chola will be the one dropping. As, yeah, they just don't care about towers here. CSJ and Fish God comboing up to bring down the techies. Make him not feel like the super strong laner he usually is. Yeah, his top lane's going well for them, honestly. It's surprising.
Yeah, I'm a little bit shocked, honestly. Like, I really don't feel like... Well, nice deny there by Chola. Making Sakata's life even worse. I really don't feel like Clockwork is that hero that you should be able to have a pretty good time against, like, a Techies on. You know, Techies just keeps it such far range that Battery Assault is almost never going to be effective. So, you know, the fact that he ended up dying was quite surprising to me.
Yeah, gotta say, and you know, there's no shackle level on the win, so it was just a positioning error there from the techies. So you got to be more disciplined than that, Chola. That's the crux of the matter.
I mean, just thinking with Chen as well, like, what... Bloodseeker doesn't exactly come online really early. You know, you need that BKB before you're able to fight. You want Maelstrom. I don't think you need it on the off lane, but you really want it just to be able to pick up your farm. But it really does feel to me like you're playing so heavily around the TA this game. So something like the Blood Rage, it's going to be used very heavily for the TA specifically. You know, just buffing her up in a lot of these team fights with a lot of that attack damage, because Han's already had a great start to the game, and it's going to continue off the back of some of these stacks being built up by Sheep.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. It's... We'll see how that develops.
It's one of these, like, this is one of the times where he just wishes it was 30 seconds later, because the lane is in a really good spot. This is the period where you can actually just leave the Bloodseeker in the lane, because you know he's not going to die if it's right up next to the tower, but you want to be making stacks at this point. So Sheep's just considering, all right, if that's not the case, if I can't make stacks and I'm not going to be going for any sort of kills, what can I do? And he just looks to put up some vision to make sure that if there is an eventual movement coming through that mid lane, or if maybe Timbersaw is farming relatively low, that they could look to make that move, they can look to respond accordingly and make sure that he doesn't come back into this game. So really like the play from Sheik there.
Yeah, and Chen's doing something very different, actually. So the first thing which kind of alerted me to the fact that this might not be a normal Bloodseeker build is the fact that he's actually put 2 points of Blood right, which I don't know how much Bloodseeker you play, but the Crystal Maiden,
just
she gets caught out.
Yeah.
Sheep's going to catch him. But yeah, usually you just shove the 1 point in it and just max out Blood Rage afterwards, or max out Thirst, then Blood Rage for the value, and then level 10 you get the Blood Rage attack speed, life's happy, you've got Maelstrom, things going great. But Chen actually put 2 points in it, which was interesting. Now he's queued up a Blade Mail. So this could be a really nice alternate option here. It still gives you some farming potential with the Blade Mail, but also the ability to play quite active, and of course not as expensive as the Maelstrom, so you can move into that BKB slightly faster, or whatever you feel like you need to be more effective in this game. So
also just the heroes that you're up against, right? It's a lot of unavoidable damage eventually. You know, if CSJ goes on to you, well, he basically can't. If he focus fires you, he's dead. The Morphling as well, waveform, going to be a little bit of return damage, Freezing Field, Timbersaw. It's a lot of damage that he's going to be able to pump back in and play a little bit more of like that off-lane style than what a traditional Bloodseeker build might enable you to do.
Yeah.
You just see how much easier this lane has now become for Sakata. Well, I say that. But, you know, as soon as he's got the Chakram, at least Han can't look to play completely fearlessly.
Top lane, Winter, he's in a whole world of hurt right now. Low level 6 available, which means that he's not going down. He's actually going to be able to get himself away, and it's TC who dies instead, surviving on a sliver of HP there. Very literally about 10 or so HP on the Void Spread. Let's go replay on that to see how low he got, but did make it through. Did survive.
Yep, you use the Resonant Pulse without even hitting any hero, just for that little bit of the base barrier coming through. 120 felt like that was enough, and absolutely
was. Which it shouldn't give, by the way. I hate that.
Yeah.
That's a crutch right there for Void Spirit players. Hero's strong enough. Don't give him freebies. Here you go. All right. Oh my God. 15-8. Oh, and again, he got down to like 6. He got down again. That's illegal. That is illegal. He went down to 5 HP multiple times.
Oh man, they're even going to protect this regen rune for Han. Like he wasn't having easy enough time. Plenty of stacks for him to be able to take, but it seems like they really want to make their move now towards this mid lane. Going to be looking to clear out the rune. Just a Blightstone picked up at this point, so can still look to apply that. Why does Blightstone last for 8 seconds? I think that's way too long. Desolator's much less. 7 seconds.
Is it
All right,
really?
I'm completely wrong. But
Much
8
less.
seconds,
Yeah, no, that is... Wow.
8 seconds is way too much.
All right, I'll forward the complaints on. I'll let them know.
Let the frog know.
Yeah. Just hit him up real quick. Yeah, it always sucks when you're playing mid, though, and then you're already losing the lane, and then the supports come in as well to secure rune stars. Like, come on, guys. Like, I'm already losing mid, which we never do, of course. We wouldn't have experience with that, but, you know, I can imagine it would be annoying, you know.
Great positioning by Chen. Ooh, is he going to be able to live? Maybe not.
Okay, yeah, bitten off a bit more than he could chew.
Maybe, yes.
Oh, he changed his build. He's going for an Atos now instead, so that'll be the Gleipnir down the road. All right. I was envisaging some, like, blade mail into Aghanims. I was getting excited again, but every time I get excited over something in this series, they just don't do it.
They do know that this Timbersaur's coming, though. That's, again, this is cheap. That Observer Ward just giving them so much value, seeing that this movement is coming through. The fact that Han was able to move when he did means that he's able to take away those neutral camp stacks before the Timber is able to get there. And would you look at that? Han, top of the net worth charts by about 1,000 gold over anyone else, all during that time as well. You had Sheep soaking the mid XP until he was forced to TP bottom. So they're just making a ton of efficient movements and farming plays right now on Supernova.
Yeah, they need to do something about this. They need to kind of try and set up for TA here some way, somehow, but I don't know how you do that. Wow, okay, well, Han's actually not fighting this clockwork. He's kind of feeling threatened at the moment. I'm not too sure why, because I feel like he could just kill him. Yeah, there you go. The Meld Strike just blows him up, and Chola very literally blows him up, sneaking the kill there.
I mean, he missed the previous Meld Strike as well. Maybe that's why he was a little bit more hesitant, wanting to wait for the rest of the team to be able to confirm it.
Right. Yeah.
He's doing a lot right, but those Meld Strikes just are not landing right now. Another stack built up for him as well. Put it all on the back of the TA. I mean, there was a lot of TA being picked at the very start of this patches. Sorry, top side. Wind Ranger, looks like you have been counted once again.
What do? Ruptured up. It's a lot of pain. The moment this wind run ends, she's going to go down, and Chen gets himself a bit of revenge and heading towards that Atos at a pretty alarming rate.
Dire's middle tower is under
Yeah, it doesn't feel great, does it?
Not for the win, but what does feel great is dying on the blood, coming to a lane, immediately getting a return kill onto like your respective counter roll as well. That feels so good. You just mitigate
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, you don't just mitigate, you actually get yourself an advantage doing that. It's, yeah. Very big. Oh, this is an interesting item. Have you seen what Winter's got queued up?
What does Winter have queued up?
He's got a Battle Fury, Danog. Battle Fury Void Spirit.
I'm not crazy about it, to be honest. Like, yeah, it'll enable you to farm a little bit easier, but that's kind of TA's job, this game.
Yeah.
And I feel like he needs to be that backline disruptor. I feel like, you know,
that
crazy
mid-laner.
thought. Yeah, right. That crazy thought of, you know, Echo Saber. Maybe you don't need the Harpoon, but like Echo Manta Ags would have been really nice for them. Just a way to be able to get out of the Frostbite, a nice way to be able to silence up the Timbersaw in the early game so that you can look to get the kills onto him.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, for sure. Like, but then again, the guy just played a Batrider game, right? He's like, come on, guys, I'm not doing this again. He is still a carry player at the end of the day.
I suppose. Still don't like it.
I know, I totally agree, but, you know, you got to think about the guy. You got to think about his headspace right here. He doesn't want to be demoted in this team. I'm the carry. I'm the one. Put some respect on the name.
You know what? Han's drafting, so he's just saying, you'll do what I tell you and you'll like it.
Yeah. I'm the carry of this game. Look at me.
Flex potentially to a Lincoln's, right? Up against the Shackle, Windrun. Sorry, not Windrun. Focus Fire. Feels kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
But seems like he's probably committing to the Battle Fury. We'll know in about 20 gold if he decides to buy up that the old broadsword.
Yeah, and you know, again, you got a Bloodseeker in your team. You know, we've been saying how the hero is pretty greedy. You kind of want to mitigate that by being a bit more aggressive on your other roles. And Battle Fury, does not enable that in the slightest. So I am worried that Supernova have this big advantage at the moment, and it's just going to end up going to waste. But let's see what Chen can do here. Tries to dodge out the Crystal Nova, can't quite do so. Throws down the Rupture anyway onto the Crystal Maiden. Really, really hungry for this CM kill. CM, she's going to let it go here with a freezing field. They need to kill her off, and they need to do it now. They'll like bring her down, but at the cost of Chen. And Han, he could be in some trouble here as well, though. Han just going to completely tear the guy apart. But is it enough? It's not. Han's not going to get out of this one. They gets caught by the Chakram. Cicada, Karn online, getting a double kill in this fight. Finally, a dub. A much-needed victory for the Timbersaw in this game.
It feels like it's all on the back of that Arcane Rune as well, right? He's just able to use that at the very start. It's an engagement that you mentioned, right? The Rupture was onto the Crystal Maiden, right? I mean, if I'm not mistaken, it's not the most valued target. You know, you're going up against a Wind Ranger, you're going up against a Timbersaw. Those are the targets that you need to make sure that you're locking down so that, well, exactly what happened doesn't happen. You know, CSJ, off the back of that, I mean, he's approaching some of his bigger timings. I think he might actually have the completed Atos now coming out to him as well. So he's been enabled. Timbersaw, he's got a Yule Scepter now. Not really sure what that's going to provide him this game. I mean, what's that even getting rid of? Reactive Taser? Nice way to be able to
Meld
save
Strike.
yourself during the Rupture a little bit. I don't know.
I mean,
Certainly not an Ags game. I'm a big
silences
Timber
around.
Ags enjoyer, but not against a Shadow Demon.
Oh yeah, that's true. Just get purged up. Meanwhile, the top lane, we do have a death, but we've got 2 deaths actually. Chola kills off Fish God and then dies himself. Skada he's schmoovin'. Really, he's bringing himself back into the game just with pure gamer skills, which is what we love to see.
That's what's
Oh,
called a
Chen
pro gamer move.
again. Same place, same spells, just another freezing field. Crystal Maiden's got his number right now. This ain't feeling like a level 30 Bloodseeker, I'ma say it.
Man, you gotta do him like that, huh? I mean, it's what happens if you look to get really greedy, right? Like, if you don't have the...
Holy moly.
I guess he's got Atos, but... Top side?
CSJ just gets blown into oblivion. There's bits of Wind Ranger scattered over this top lane, and now there's bits of Timbersaw joining them as well, both getting completely torn apart.
Oh, they're
Supernova.
rushing.
Yeah, they really can. That's the thing. You drop the ball against this team, and this is the punishment that comes through with a TA draft. Hold, 2, 1, and go.
Now, they know that it's going on, but they can't really do much about it. You know, they just got rid of the Sentry Ward next to the pit. I guess feeling Bloodseek not with them, so can't look to just pop the Blood Raid onto all of them, but they have plenty of damage. And again, they know that it's going on, and they're actually looking to maybe make some TPs happen. Maybe with that Rocket Flare, realizing that there's the potential to maybe snipe it with a power shot. Come on, CSJ, can you do it? Ooh, no.
Too early.
They knew he was there.
Yeah,
They were set up perfectly for it. Of course, Sheep on his SD, just waiting there in the trees, wanting to land that next great Demonic Purge. And, well, you know, it's another Aether Lens into an Active Scepter. I mean, it's such a good item, this game.
Rupture out onto CSJ. CSJ is like, oh, that's weird. Can't
you later.
really do much here. Even the Atos on the Ruptured target. Now, Windrun comes out, but where are you going to run to? Your blood is bloody bleeding. Oh, that's that hook shot in. Holy moly, the combination's there from the side of Big Brain. They get the turnaround. I mean, sure, CSJ does die eventually. Sheep manages to snipe him, but they've gone too.
The
And this
value
might be
yours.
3. Sheep doesn't have a way out of this one. Chola trying to help him out, but there's nothing to be done. Blast offer to escape here from the techies, and with Reactive Taser, it's going to give him the move speed to get up the high ground. Chakram does just about clip him. And I think Big Brain are finally going to pump... No, they're not going to pump those brakes at all. Cicada, he wants revenge.
Oh,
but
Han.
he's setting up. It's a trap. It's 1 meld and double meld. Oh, it's too much damage.
Chola yoinks it. Just
Yeah,
the
easy sort of kill
single
for
right
Chola.
click coming through for the old techies. He's like, you know what? I baited this. I enabled this to happen. I put Cicada in the grave. It was all me.
I'm sure TA's
Sort of
got a
look at-
cool voice line about traps or something there, but, you know, they're opting
It's a
to...
trap.
Oh, wait, she's bronze. No voice lines
no.
available. What a pleb.
Gotta pay up to Gaben.
Gotta do it. Make you pay your dues.
Gotta say, TZ's been playing pretty great this game with his positioning for those freezing fields. Like, they would not have had the damage to be able to turn that one around unless he gets off the full Elsa fantasy.
Yeah, absolutely. Three freezing fields I've seen, and 3 big turnarounds. Every single one of them getting work done.
This is not what we saw like from TZ as well. His item build makes a lot of sense this patch, right? What does CM want to do? Just wants to stay out on the map, play aggressively, and what enables you to do that? Well, Tranquil Boots allows you to do it, Infused Raindrops allows you to do it, Arcane Aura, you even get a little bit of extra regen coming through from the Parvis, and look at all the heroes that you're going up against. Physical, physical, physical. So Parvis going to provide a ton of survivability as well to your team. So really liking the way that he's been playing this game so far.
Absolutely. You're going to find a lot of value coming out from that shield onto your teammates, or maybe even onto yourself if you choose to pop that ulti and try and go up into the face of a TA. Yeah.
It's like double the range. As they actually get a jump onto Chola, but he should be able to get the jump away here. Actually, doesn't have the mana for it. Should be fine, though.
Yeah, he's good. He's got his team literally jumping on top of him and cuddling him at the moment.
Astra and TA might need to Yules her, but if you do that, then you might be in a bit of trouble yourself.
Yeah, they'll throw down the Atos. Now Morphling actually jumping right onto the TA right here, but this is the Aegis carry, yeah. You don't want to overcommit to this one. TZ might have taken a step too far. You can drop the freezing field this time around, but this one, it ain't going to pay off, unfortunately.
Was that the Blade Mail that ended up killing her as well? I think it might have been.
One of those days where the death summary button just doesn't want to work.
Ares always complains about that. Just get good.
Sorry I'm not him, Danog. Sorry I'm not him. Thank you, Observer. Nah, it's just a right click in the end which finished the job. Disappointing. Sad.
I wonder if TZ knows like the little intricacies with CM's freezing field. Did you know that the explosions start at the top right corner? So it's always good to position yourself bottom left if you really want to get like that initial burst damage out. And they go in like a clockwise,
right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't play CM, but I did know that. I think I saw a Reddit post on it or something.
I'm about to go Grandmaster with her.
Sheesh.
Sheesh. Then I'll have
Go on, give me another CM fun fact.
She's swift as the wolves of Ice Ring.
Okay, I would like to unsubscribe from Danog's Crystal Maiden fun fact.
Text stop to confirm.
So, what timings do we have coming up?
All text messages.
Yeah, it costs £1.50 to cancel this.
Yeah,
subscriptions.
We've got a BKB on the TA. So this is what I was talking about, right? So with the change to BKB, I think it's really just put TA in the bin. Like one of the best farming heroes in the entire game, especially early on, you know, being able to take all these stacks, so many neutral camps that you're able to play off of. Even just taking the Tormentor is so easy off the back of the TA. It happens basically instantly. But the BKB change sucks, essentially. I mean, into the Timber, maybe it feels really good because a lot of his damage is pure and that is still completely blocked. But you're still going to get value out of the Frostbite. You're still going to get value out of the Frostbite, for example. Even if it's not doing the lockdown portion, all those little bits of damage over time is going to be effective against the TA, at least in making her a lot more vulnerable to other damage sources coming through.
Okay. Yeah, I can certainly see that. And, you know, there is a chance which this TA can just get blown up in these fights, right? It's not one of these carries which is just going to look completely immortal.
That's what the Shadow Demon's for.
Yeah, that's true. The save's coming through. I don't know, we haven't really seen much coming out from this Morphling so far. He's turned up some fights, but, you know, it's not been the big Morphling moments, and he is going in for the Skadi next. Now, I was thinking that, considering TA is the big problem, you might want to consider something like the Butterfly, which just allows you to go toe-to-toe with the TA. I feel like Skadi, you know, you're still probably going to have to end up morphing strength pretty quickly against the TA, and probably will run out of juice when it comes to the 1v1, but Dodo's not a 1v1. He sees his opportunity in the game.
He's going the Butterfly, but like I still feel like something like the Aghanim Scepter is still really good against any like, you know, Terrorblade or Medusa or TA, like this real hard carry that you're going to look to play around. And not only are you getting the refraction charges, and you know, I'm talking about all of these things that Big Brain are lacking at being able to go through the refractions. they don't exactly have the greatest ways to be able to deal damage over time on Supernova either. So if you're able to just get that and also steal away a ton of the attack damage coming through from the TA, a big part of your draft is really enabled.
Yeah, I'm just not really super big fan of this Guardian. It feels like the only hero,
especially since it doesn't
really
go through BKB anymore.
Yeah, the only hero is really good against is the... Wait, does it actually not go through BKB anymore? That's sad. Bloodseeker is like the only hero it's like really good against this game. And talking to Bloodseeker, oh wow, look at that Scotty go! Sure showed him. The whole team finds him.
Oh,
they bring it down. Oh, that creep! The hero! Ah, it's not enough. It's not enough. I really did think that creep was just going to be able to stop them being able to close the gap on him, but... Sheep. So close, yet so far.
Well,
dude, imagine if you couldn't battery assault him because the creep blocked it. That would have been so hype.
That would have been really hype, actually. So, I mean, they've been able to not really get the most out of this Aegis timing that they had. You know, they got a tier 2 tower, sure, but so did Big Brain up towards the top side. You know, this is pretty even across the board in terms of net worth, in terms of the disparity in net worth between, you know, different cores on the team, and in terms of map control. So this still feels like anyone's game, and this is with a Morphling that we have to say hasn't been, like, massively impactful in a lot of these fights. Hasn't died yet at this point, but... really, we don't feel the pressure coming through from him at this stage. You know, once he gets into the butterfly, once he gets the Aghanim Scepter, then we will, for sure. But up until that point, not so much.
It is a game where he can carry this, I'm pretty sure. Like,
yeah.
This game has plateaued quite a lot for Supernova, and as we were saying before, you know, this TA, this Bloodseeker, this Void Spirit with the Battle Fury, they're all looking to scale into the game, so no one's looking to finish this off early, and that means that they're just going to kind of give them a way through. Yeah, they've... Oh, all right.
Don't have vision for the high ground either, so not even able to go for that hook. So one thing I do want to talk about, I think it's a very underappreciated item, especially against two heroes, Ember Spirit and TA, is the Gossamer Cape that the Timbersaw is still holding on to. I mean, when you consider what TA has been doing to him in a lot of these fights, it's just that meld strike, that initial burst of damage. And if you're able to avoid that every 4 seconds, it's huge.
Yeah, that's a great shout, actually. I mean, there is theoretically a way to counter it out where you go for the attack, then you meld, then you attack. Like that just sounds like a lot of extra doing, and in the middle of a team fight, realistically, that's never going to happen. So
can they take Roche quickly enough, though? The boys are coming.
Running up the river, swimming up the river. Supernova, they really want to challenge us at the moment. Will they be able to do so? I mean,
think they might just...
I don't know.
They get information.
It is going to fall. Aegis picked up by the Morphling. Even the CM dropping that ulti. They know how close they were, but I think they might have taken a step too far forward. Morphling turning into the TA form, now going for the 1v1, but Han has the Hurricane Pike, so is able to force some Morphling off himself. Morph, I mean, he's going to just run around the fight, not doing a whole lot, because the team are doing it for him. They can't really fight into the Morph, so he's just kind of forming a barrier, though. Han's in pretty deep on the... Winter's in pretty deep on the backlines here, and he is going to get blown up. Didn't get that diff simulate off because he was rooted up by the Crystal Maiden. Big problems here now for Supernova. They've come to a fight they don't want to take, and Han, he's got to back himself away, especially that Focus Fire coming on through as well. Oh, Jen doing work here though, but Sheep's the one taking names right now. TZ and CSJ both drop here, and that's going to be a saving grace for Supernova. Stops this fight being an absolute disaster for them. However, Fish God's looking for a bit of revenge here onto Sheep, and the Morphling coming through as well, just going to make absolutely sure that this Shard Demon does go down. He gets a kill on the way out. What a gamer.
Triple kill. I mean, look at all that damage coming through from the Morphling in that fight, though. Nearly 8,000 in a single fight. You know, just fighting around that area, being able to replicate into... Sorry, Observer. It's not there for you, but you'll have to trust me. You know, the Morphling nearly doing 8k. The next highest was 3.5 on the Bloodseeker. So, you know, 2 meld strikes he was able to get off of the back of that, 4 waveform usages. They don't exactly have the greatest ways to be able to lock in onto this Morph, and he didn't even lose the Aegis as well. So now has the Butterfly, starting to work into that Satanic. Is starting to become a real issue for them to have to deal with him.
That was a very worrying fight for me. Like, I mean, admittedly, they were coming to a fight they didn't really want to take, and they still did okay in it, to be fair. But we're kind of starting to see the strength of this Morphling, and he's not going to get any easier.
So the Morphling himself might not be easier, but it is going to become easier. I mean, I know he died first in that fight, but Timbersaw is going to become a whole lot more killable very quickly. Like, yeah, the Shadow Demon is 400 gold from Ags. So again, Sheep just surviving, getting a lot of these stack goals, getting a triple kill in that previous engagement. Very careful about going too far forward, though, to be able to yoink away this bounty rune. Maybe just using it as a bit of bait for now. And
has been spotted. Yeah, they're just going to ulti him up and kill off the Wind Ranger.
There we go. He gets the kill as well, so
nice.
Sheep's on a little bit of a hot streak at the moment, and that's the Ags that he's got coming out.
Yeah, that's big. That's the thing. You get that triple kill, you get your Ags quick, and as you say, it's a huge problem now for the Radiant side. Man, I'm so interested to see how this game progresses. The one thing I'm kind of... Oh, okay, cool. Chen previously had a Mjolnir queued up, which I would have absolutely despised because I kind of feel like you get this Gleipnir. Gleipnir's fine, but I think you want to move into an Ags after that. Like, I don't think that item's that bad, and it kind of gives you a way to...
It's pretty great against these three cores, right? They're all mobility heroes, so why not just look to amplify it? I don't think they're lacking in damage.
Certainly not, no. I mean, Morphling could be a bit rough.
They found the right one.
Oh, that's big, that's big. Sheep in trouble, just throws down the ultimate straight away onto the Morphling here, cleansing himself as well to get himself out. That's pretty big. Gets the Skadi off him, and now the Morphling, he's all disarmed due to the taser as well, so they're actually going to be able to take his Aegis. Oh, this could be huge for them. They can get him off a second time. The team, they are surrounding the Morphling. They want to bring down the God King. Can they do it? TP out, interrupt. It's not there. He's going to escape. They don't have the stuns. They don't have the control, and the Morphling will get away. Big Brain, they won't be losing their big carry hero this time around. They do lose the Aegis, but still not that huge shift in momentum just yet. But it's getting there. 6k gold advantage now, 5k gold advantage now for Supernova. And now no Aegis to play into as well, so they can continue to try and choke out this Big Brain team.
I mean, it's one of these things that I'm so stunned that the Shadow Demon didn't die in that previous engagement. I don't think, the Techies doesn't even have the Ag Shard at this point. I thought, maybe he got given the reactive taser just for a little bit of an extra disarm, but the quick use of the Demonic Purge onto himself, I think he might have disseminated himself too, just so that the Morphling was effectively acting as like a blade mail against the damage that Godkin was trying to dish out onto him. So meant that he had to be acting so much more cautiously than previous.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, a big reason she was able to survive there was due to that shard. Demonic Cleanse plus the Agnims. If you can get the shard and the Ags on this Shadow Demon, like, it's one of the only Ags in the game which actually affects the shard ability as well, which is crazy. Most things don't. There's no talent in the game which affects a shard ability, and there's only one Ags which affects a shard ability. So pretty cool that he's able to get that off. And yeah, Demonic Cleanse, big spell for getting yourself out of danger this game. So value.
You talk about the value of the Skadi, we're going to see it for Winter against the Timbersaw, against the Morphling. Like, these are heroes that you really want the Skadi against. We're certainly going to see the impact coming from there. It's still so vital, though. Like, I don't think they could have made a better jump onto the Shadow Demon than they just did. Even the cogs was perfect, right? Splitting up the fight, making sure that the Techies was on the right-hand side of where he caught the Shadow Demon, but they just still couldn't kill him. That's the big area of concern for mine, and it's only going to get even more problematic once he gets into this Blink Dagger.
Yeah, because he doesn't need to be positioned as close to the fights with that. That's what it's all about. Well, Tormentor being pinged out by Big Brain here. They want to grab themselves a shard. I mean, again, doesn't really look like there's much else to be doing on the map at the moment, so... God, it's so awkward when teams, like, kind of fail Tormentors. I'll never get over it. It's such a kind of grounding thing when you see, like, this pro team full of gamers who have just been, like, making plays way better than I could ever do, and then they run at the Tormentor and, like, oh, whoops, we kind of slightly miscalculated that one. It's crazy that they're still getting the bearings on it.
I mean, Clockwork getting the jetpack feels good, right? You're always going to be able to use that flying vision to be able to... Wind Ranger has to be very careful here. Yeah, that'll happen if you go that far away from the team when you just revealed that you were doing the Tormentor.
Yeah.
Apply it to the Timber. He doesn't have any reactive stacks.
Missed the Timber chain. Oh, that was... How?
They found it? What?
That's a Morphling in
short
trouble.
wait
He's
for.
going to have to eat the cheese right now because he'll be in a spot of danger. Supernova, they're going to be able to run him down. The Morphling is dead. What the hell just happened? Did they just win the game down? DZ's going to get run down as well. That is 4 heroes dead on the side of Big Brain.
Yeah, that's an interesting position. I mean, it felt like you were watching a building slowly fall down, you know, or just seeing that Wind Ranger be in the wrong position at the wrong time. You know they've got the burst potential, and again, it's the Shadow Demon that sets up everything. The Timbersaw had 0 reactive armor stacks on himself, so he was just complete food for, again, a very physical-oriented lineup. But even on the back of that, they had the Skadi, and they're going to be invading high ground. They can get 2 lanes of racks for free.
This is a huge, like, but this is a huge win for Supernova, honestly. Like, if they continue this and get their 2-0, this is a hell of a statement game coming out. And sure, like, Big Brain aren't like one of the top teams in the region, but they're still a good team. They got some notable players on the side, and taking them down in this manner, wow, big statement.
So I'm trying to determine, like, this long-ish Roche respawn, who it's going to favor. Like, I'm sure Morphling would love to have the Satanic coming into the next team fight, you know, just to be able to get rid of some of the disarms, for example, that are coming in onto him. That's going to be a pretty cool key ability. To be able to just stand and man fight, of course, against the Skadi, going to be a little bit more difficult to be able to do that. But I just feel like you need it so badly. It's just a question of how quickly are you going to be able to pick it up? Are you going to be able to position yourself correctly for it? On the plus side, for Big Brain, it means that in 10 seconds, Roche is going to be spawning up towards the top side, and that's really where they want to be playing right now. You know, this is the one lane that Supernova have left to be able to take for themselves. It's the one area of the map that, because of where they were making their plays previously, you could feel a little bit more secure in the fact that, well, you probably are going to not have vision set up there on the top side. So I think this is really where they need to be making a lot of their plays. They're going for a smoke, not with the entire team, though. I still feel like Sakata is such a key component in being able to blow up this Shadow Demon. So they need to go a full-on wraparound.
Yeah,
see, they're even using the jetpack for that
needs to
flying
find
vision.
him. That's kind of big. I mean, yeah. Someone needs to find him. They do see Han.
That's a big
This is a big target. They're just going to throw everything they've got to the TA right now, and they will have enough damage to bring her down. Han to full. Sorry, immediately in the chat.
Gotta be with the boys. You know, that's the plan. I think they've got to go mid right now. Like, they're constantly scouting out Roshan, but Clockwork can do that. And without a TA, they're not going to be taking Roche anytime soon. You know, the
counterplay.
Sakata's...
He's like, wait a second, where did that fly my demonic cleanse? Oh my god, 4 heroes upon me. Yeah, you like that? Supernova just completely make the same play, but oh, here we go. God King's in, looking for Chola. Chola might not be able to get out of this one. TZ's able to find him, and now, well, I found the Shadow Demon as well. They're getting torn apart right now. TZ will die as well. Supernova get at least 1 in response. It's Fish God has to just run away from the old Morphling illusions. Just a Morphling illusion battle. It's just an illusion fight at the moment.
He's trying to pick up that gem from the high ground. They're picking it out now, so, well, that was a nice little attempt, but unfortunately you're not Inspector Gadget. You don't have the go-go stretch arms coming through, and, well, they're going to see that Roshan's spawning right as Winter checks the pit, but this is a lineup where you would have to say Wind Ranger, Morphling, they're going to be able to take it fast enough. So, again,
yeah, he's
the
looking for shenanigans.
Map, I don't think he can.
Oh,
it lands.
They don't see that. Yeah. They had vision on this high ground spot, then they could have caused something. Chen, he's in the neighborhood, but gotta be careful. There's just immediate Satanic coming out from the Morphling. You're not Void Spirit. You can't get away from these situations. Void Spirit's still trying to pick up a kill onto CSJ here. Wow, he's
very
actually
careful
going
on
in
Big
for this.
Brain. 3 heroes coming up in 3 seconds. So
yeah.
they just got to back out entirely, of course. They've got the outpost to be able to TP2. I like the fact that they're recognizing, you know what, they weren't taking Roshan this entire time. We don't want to go into a lack of vision.
Winter, no, not like this. He was playing so well. He was doing so well, but he gets cut in the trees, doesn't quite make it up the high ground, and ends up dying. I was literally just about to say the space he's made, like, this is genuinely game-winning stuff, but that death might mean that Big Brain can consider going back and getting this Roche. Does he buy back for it? That is the question.
I mean, you got to just first make sure that you've got the vision of the high ground to make sure, you know, are we in a position to be able to contest this Roshan? That's the advantage of any sort of... he's going to do it. He's going to need to TP in. They see him coming in as well.
Roshan, it's low. They need to get past the frontliners here and get into the pit because it's getting so low. 10%, hands in. What can he do though? The answer is there a whole lot. In comes the techies from the sidelines, but everything's already been picked up by the side of the radio. This could be a disaster here for Supernova if they're not able to take this fight. TZ just letting go on the backlands, not really getting a whole lot done as a Morphling. He's got to be a little bit careful here. He has actually been broken. He's got the demonic purge upon him and it's doing so much work. Satanic, he's found a target and he's so low on Winter. Winter needs to be careful, doesn't have buyback at the moment, but he do get the Aegis out the hands of the Morphling. This is big. What can they find? Look at Chen just going to town. The cheese is eaten by Cicada, but Cicada, he's got no counterplay. He's just sitting here hoping his heart does the work, and to be honest, it kind of is. CM just gets blown up on the side, takes a little bit step too close to the action, and now Morphling, he's got a Satanic as well. Has to just keep on hitting here. That's all he could do. Finds a Bloodseeker on the sidelines with the waveform. Now that it go over towards the TA, Han in some real trouble. Needs some help right now, but CSJ is going to come in and they will finish the job. The Morphling, he's taking names right now as a Shadow Demon's going to be the next target in this engagement. Sheep going for the TP out. Refresher comes out from Cicada to throw out the Yules onto Sheep. Not strictly necessary as the shackle shot was there, but regardless, they get the kill.
Oh, I mean, these long fights really do favor Big Brain, right? You've got a Timbersaw, which, again, they landed a perfect demonic purge onto him. You had TA hitting into him a few times, but we finally started to see some value from the Clockwork. Amazing hook shot coming in, and then he lands the Heaven's Halberd onto the TA as well. So you got to remember, against ranged heroes, it just lasts that much longer duration, going up to the 5-second mark. In this whole time, they are really just looking to focus heavily onto Cicada. They almost nearly blow him up. This would have been an absolute disaster if he dies at the very start of the team fight, but
yeah,
I don't think one is going to be enough. Yeah, you see there, Demonic Purge onto him, but they just don't have the damage to be able to take him out. No reactive armor, but they just can't stand a man fight.
Yep, Cheese and Aegis just about winning this fight out for the side of Big Brain. It's unfortunate they couldn't quite get to the pit in time, but then also well played and well positioned from the side of Big Brain. That is what it comes down to. I gotta say, for me, I really haven't felt the effectiveness of Winter. You know, he kind of made an investment in himself with the Battle Fury, trying to go for the late game. We're here now, and I'm not feeling it, I'll be honest. So really looking for, you know, maybe get a couple more attempts to step up in these fights, Winter. Let's see if he can deliver. But right now, it's Big Brain. They're on the high ground. They don't have an Aegis, by the way, but the TA still there.
No Satanic
second.
either.
They need to see if they can delay this right now. That is a big cause. They need to stop them being able to retreat
Timber could
and
die.
get that TA. Yeah, he absolutely can, and he already has. Now, they'll look for more. Here's the big target. The disruption is out. Does actually disjoint the Melt Strike and also give him a chance to get off this, just BKB, TP away, get himself out, and that'll be that. So the Morphling does survive. Very, very vital.
No buyback on the Timbersaw. Again, you're already down 2 lanes of racks, so those are just going to be passively pushing in towards your side of the map. They're moving around under vision right now, and they're pinging out the Tormentor. You would love to be able to give this reactive taser over to Chola for free. Like, it's such a key tool at being able to provide a little bit more of that defensiveness to even Winter, right? It's going to enable him to dive in super deep without as much worries at being turned around upon by this Morphling especially.
Yeah, for sure. Shot on techies.
25 on TA as well.
Yeah, that's a really big one. And I gotta say, you know, like, okay, all right, good. Every time I do this, they change their items. I was about to say I didn't want to see Nullifier coming out on both Chen and the Void Spirit. I think one is okay, but it's not like Sheep's been struggling to disrupt the right targets. You know, he's been getting these purges off, so I think doubling down on 2 Nullifiers would have been, like, pretty bad, but it looks like they're only getting one now on the Void Spirit, and Chen is going instead for an Assault Cuirass. Again, I still want to see the Ags, but, you know, Assault Cuirass, I guess, is good too, especially considering all the physical damage his team can pump out. And,
I mean, I wouldn't even hate seeing the Bloodseeker buy an Aghanim Shard for himself, unless they feel like this game is going to go late enough. But, I mean, you're up against a Morphling and a Timbersaw. Like, you're going to get a ton of value out of that Blood Rage. I haven't actually seen if he's been using it on himself or Han in these team fights. Maybe that's the reason why, just because it's only going to be affecting himself, and he's just like, give everything to my TA.
But shut your eyes and cast yourself back to last fight and remember him just sitting there whacking away at the timber saw. You know, he eventually ran out of resources and had to back himself away. You have a shard in that situation, you're full health the entire time. You're not even getting low to the timber, so I think you do gotta you should consider that for sure.
I want to see him buy the plate mail at least.
So cheap
worst
as
case
well.
scenario, you can turn it into a Lotus Orb. So certainly get yourself some value out of that. Still have buyback, spend a lot of reliable. All right, he buys the shard. Good.
Cool.
Good.
That's what we
I
want to
still
see.
want him to buy the plate mail.
I think Chen is listening to us. Every single thing I've said so far, he's then reacted to, except maybe the axe. But you know, early on we we're like, oh, I hope he doesn't go for the Maelstrom, and yep, goes blade mail first. You know, it's I don't know, he's plugged in. Chen.
Oh man, Sheep
Spin in
got
a
the
circle.
ninja gear again.
Old. Okay, can't hear us confirm. Who's got ninja gear?
The Shadow Demon.
Oh no.
He's also level 20. So, wonder what he goes for here. I mean, he's already got the cleanse. He's already got the Aghanim Scepter, but I mean, plus 10% to disseminate shared damage is pretty enormous.
Yep. Yeah, I realize one. You basically have a Fatal Bonds on your team now.
Yeah.
Bit different, but still really good. And especially with the morphing as well. Like it's, you know, a target you just shove that on. Sure, he's gonna be strength morphing, but Crystal Maiden can't strength morph. Clockwork can't strength morph. They're gonna be sad. Hex up on the Clockwork, by the way. I think that was in the last fight as well. He is so farmed.
Level 25 for the Void Spirit, has the crit. He's going into that's a couple of times now that they've just made that jump onto a Wind Ranger illusion. CSJ is using those really well. Cicada, can you afford to be here? Well, they don't want to go up onto this high ground. It's been the bane of their existence their entire time.
That's the no-no zone, but they just jump into the no-no zone. No worries at all. I mean, there's a Void Spirit, so he can kind of jump around this, especially with that Purge upon him. Continuous Purge coming through, Morphling. He's able to take down the Techies, but also getting pretty low himself. Still sitting plenty of strength to work with, as well as the Satanics, who is just going to keep himself alive for the time being. Han just trading with him right now. It is a Bloodseeker. That does go down, and Morphling trying to fight up into him against the world, and he is going to drop. He's going to buy back, though, straight into it. They want to take this fight right here, right now, and TA is going to be the target they are looking for. But she's got the swift blink away. The refraction means that she doesn't take damage from the Yules and she can get herself out. Shackle shot's there. Hook shot to follow as well. It's very nicely done. The rest of the team need to catch up though. They need their Morphling in this fight to bring down the TA, and he's just not going to make it in time. Han's still on the run, and another blink is going to get him to safety. Supernova being able to reset from that is such a big win.
Chen? Not if he dies. He bought back.
This could be terrible. He's got Blade Mail holding it for now, but I don't think they're going to be able to save him. The buyback comes out from the Techies, but it's too little, too late. Is this the opening which Big Brain have been waiting for? Is this the point where they try and take the game? Well, okay, let's look at Supernova just running out. They know they're kind of low on resources at the moment.
This would be a buyback as well.
Damage. Morphling, if he dies here, the game's over, but he is going to be able to waveform himself away. But look who's on top of him. It's the Void Spirit. Can he deal the damage all by his lonesome? He's trying. He's hitting. He's throwing it down. Sheep's on him as well. The jump away from the Morphling, but it's too late. He's gone out of the game. Now they have to try and take this fight with just 4 heroes. CSJ blowing up the Templar. Templar dead as well. Has the buyback. Sees an opportunity to take the game. Supernova, they need to seize it right now. As the Clockwork just trying to escape the wrath of the Shadow Demon. Sheep just trying to catch out heroes left, right, and center. Will be able to do it, and now Winter comes through. Does he have the damage to bring down Cicada? Cicada with the little baby timber chain away, and then suddenly realize, wait a minute, I can just leave, and does exactly that. But now, do they go for this? 3 heroes up on the side of Supernova. There's a chance with the heroes they have that they try and force this high ground right here.
There is. I'm also wondering, do they consider, hey, is Roshan up? Do we want to have that extra life over to our TA instead? They're going to be walking underneath Vision for now. Just wanting to take away this last tier 2, realizing that there isn't a ton of kill threat, although...
Hello? TA? She... Oh, disruption. No way she gets out of this. No way she gets out of this. The beacon, the refraction, the blink away. Oh my god, she's left. She's TPing.
Sheep dying too is pretty big, though.
She's gone. Okay, well, Sheep does fall. No buyback on that Shadow Demon. Oh my god.
H is getting hit.
It is? Oh my god, it is. Team, there you go. Okay, the cavalry is running back in. They will keep their Ancient alive, but Well, that was
just
close to
means that
being
they're not
awkward.
going to be able to push in, take advantage of the fact that this Shadow Demon isn't available. And look at that, just these lanes pushing in. It's nice, but it's just that passive threat that it provides means that you can actually look to take this free Aegis over as well. You can look to give it that second life over to the TA. So even considering you nearly died previously, how much difference Sheep has once again made on his Shadow Demon there. He made a very rare misplay right next to the tier 3 tower where he used the disruption onto the Bloodseeker, where he was only under the frostbite at the time. So if he just used the demonic cleanse, would have gotten him out of that, would have potentially enabled the disruption save for when the real damage was coming through. But I mean, it's a tiny thing to fault when he's just been playing incredibly well all this game. Only the 2 buybacks remaining, and it's just on a Wind Ranger and a Clockwork. Speaking of the clock.
Yeah, it's not massive. Clockwork, though, committing pretty hard to this. Hex out onto the Void Spirit. Again, the Morphling is hesitant to go in now. He's been humbled one too many times, and they don't really want to take an Aegis cheese fight.
No, I think for Supernova as well, that they really shouldn't be fighting in that open area, especially without the Shadow Demon, who's been such a key part of a lot of these engagements. Fight high ground. You've got the advantage. The lanes are in a really good spot for you, and they're going to continue to make it so off the back of the Glipnir, off the back of the Super Creeps themselves, and it's that Blood Rite as well, maxed out now, so plenty of ways to be able to go in. And you know what? He said, screw you, Nomad. I'm going to go Nullifier because I want to. AC not providing me anything this game.
Cringe.
I hope he buys something because he doesn't have buyback and he's holding onto a freaking Wraith Band and he's got 3,000 gold.
Hey, man, now that Wraith Band's his day one. He's been there since the beginning.
Give me the Axe.
Forget the homie. I would love an egg so much, but I don't.
Sheep?
I've
Are you
accepted
really
the
going
fact.
first, Sheep?
Okay, that's interesting. And, well, he's not going to die from this. Gets himself back. Chola's the one to fall, though, but CSJ's also going, oh my god, they actually just tearing through everybody right now. The Morphling's just trying to man-fight, and he will be able to take down the Bloodseeker, who doesn't have buyback in fairness. And now, Morphling looking for more. Han, BKB TP away.
Oh, how did that not land? Okay, it was BKB.
Out. Yeah. Yeah, the Void Spirit
they
escapes
get
as well, but
2 buybacks
messy.
out of them, so only Void Spirit has buyback left in this game for the next 3 minutes. Again, lane's in a fairly good spot. Wisdom Rune not really going to change too much of anything, and Han already setting himself up with the Ninja Gear to potentially find that solo pick-off, can even lay down a couple of traps just to make sure that this wave does get slowed down as it makes its eventual way into the base. Come on, pop the trap. Pop the trap before the back door. All right.
There you go.
It's
Trap the
probably
next
too late,
wave.
though.
No? Okay. All right. Yeah, it really is. And there's another wave coming through fresh behind it as well. This isn't going to work. And Hex up onto the Void Spirit. Void Spirit's just dead. He's got buy, but I'm not sure they can hold this. Fortify comes out. Han, he's just clearing out the creeps with the refraction. No, wait, that's a Divine Rapier on his courier.
Yep.
That needs to get back here. It needs to be here now. Tier 4s are falling. Big Brain. Oh, he jumps in. Hex again. They've caught out the Void Spirit. Void Spirit does come out the other side, but Han, he's taking so much damage. There goes the Aegis. How can the Divine Rapier get him is a question. Chola comes in, jumping into the fight, controlling them up. They're trying to find people on the sidelines here, but the Morphling, he just wants to take down the Ancient. All he's focused on right now is the Ancient, but he gets disarmed. He gets disrupted. Chola is dead. Moving forward, he wants a hero. He wants the TA. He's going to take him down. TA's dead. There's a Rapier on the deck, but Chen doesn't care about it. He needs to just commit to the Morphling here, but the Void Spirit needs to get away. He runs out. In they go. Morphling, he's not sure what to focus. He turns back around, tries to steal the Bloodseeker. He's still just hitting there. Chen's like, all right, well, I mean, I guess I'll grab that.
Oh,
that could be useful. Oh, no, Sakata grabs it. And now he looks to try and finish the game himself. No way is this a play. No way is it just the Timbersaw smacking away at the Ancient that's going to finish this one up. Meanwhile, on the backline, Sheep's just trying to control up the Morphling and stop him coming in, but I think it's too little too late. I think Big Brain, they're going to push this to a game 3. Unbelievably right here. Chen, she's trying to do something, but he doesn't have the resources, and the Ancient, it's going to explode. Game 2, it goes the way of Big Brain.
What a back and forth game that was. What?